Hi and hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Robin and today I'm going to introduce you to Your Royal Highness, my Royal Highness, our Royal Highness, the King Alex II by Empty Head Effects. Yep, this is the King Alex. It's the newest pedal from Empty Head Effects based in Mainz, Germany. And believe me, these two facts about Nick. Nick is one of the nicest guys. And secondly, he is very passionate and excited about his pedals, about the concepts which stand behind all those pedals and how he designs them, how he builds them. You can see that in how he presents them on Instagram, for example. But I was able to convince myself about these whole things in person at Guitar Summit. I was fortunate to visit his booth and it was very nice to meet him in person and to test, for example, this one, the King Alex. But before I go on, for transparency, Nick sent me this pedal to make this demo to show how this pedal can work on bass. But as always, this will not affect what I say about this pedal, what I don't say about this pedal, and will not affect my overall opinion, even when this time, little spoiler alert, this time it will be very positive. So after this second little demo clip, you were able to hear two first impressions about the pedal. In this whole demo video, I tried to use different types of basses, so active basses and passive basses. And I had different settings. I played with pick, with fingers. Some of them have flatwounds, some of them have round rounds, to show you the whole spectrum of the King Alex. So now let's get to the controls of the pedal. Now let's start with the easiest one, the bypass switch, and for that I got my power supply here. It is violet. That's a cool thing about all those Empty Head effects. Nick has some color themes at his pedals. They are all white usually, but the knobs or the little things around the switches and the lights, the bypass lights, are in these color themes, what makes them very nice to look at. Not only that. Okay, but we are at the control. Nick uses for this more royal theme different wordings for the different functions of the knobs and the switches. The bypass switch is adore. You can adore your king, of course. The second one is more, down below here. You could translate this as the gain. The next bigger knob is the bow knob. So you can bow down to your king, or you can turn it up and maybe your king has to scream at you a bit louder, so you bow down. So it's the volume. Between these two very big and very nice knobs is a switch labeled with pray. If you switch it up, the signal goes through the regular overdrive circuit, the King Alex I circuit. And when you are switching it on in the down position, the signal goes through a op amp first and then into the transistor circuit. The last switch on this side is the back switch. The back switch can give you release, or it can give you even more pain. I don't want to talk in riddles anymore. With this switch you can choose if the op amp is high gain or low gain. So when the switch is up like here, it is a low gain op amp, what brings you a more tighter low end. And when you switch it down, it is a high gain op amp, what brings you the full high gain of the op amp. Inside this wonderful pedal are dip switches. Honestly, I am not a big fan of dip switches because you have to screw it open and sometimes they are little and you have to take a screwdriver, and there's always a bit anxiety to break something. But in this case, even I with my fingers was able to switch them on and off, because inside with those dip switches you can choose between different capacitors. And for those who are not that familiar with capacitors and what they do, by switching to different positions with those dip switches, you can control how much low end goes into the transistor. And let's leave it like that because it only gets more complicated. So now as we get to the end of this little royal audience, I want to tell you my own opinion about this pedal. As I said before, I met Nick at his booth at Guitar Summit, and I really was very excited to test this pedal because I saw the release of the Alex I pedal and I was very excited, but I was too slow to get one of these very special pedals because there were only a few available and I was too slow. So I really wanted to take a closer look at this one, and I had a few minutes with it with headphones and not my own bass. But even after these minutes I was convinced and I said to Nick, okay, I want to have one of these pedals, and he was kind enough to send me one, so I'm very happy and thankful for that, Nick. But before I come to the tone part of my own opinion, I want to talk about the look of the pedals, because I have never seen pedals looking like this. Starting with the enclosure, Nick uses a power coating and not a thin power coating. If you could touch this surface, it is thick power coating. For this video I took the other empty head effect pedal I bought from Nick. It is the external internal pedal, a very nice pedal too. This is the Ghost edition. You see that because it has white knobs instead of orange ones. I think orange ones. The surface is not flat. It is like the surface of the moon, for example. And the back is very rough. You can feel that. And he does laser engravings, the plate here with the name and the serial number. Every pedal has its own serial number on the top. And I think the coordinates of Mainz, maybe. And the logo and all words here on top. So it looks clean on the one hand, but very like art. Maybe that's the right word. For me, those are art. All the knobs are 3D printed. As I said before, the color theme of the pedal is not only in the knobs, but in those little plates and in the lights, and it looks very nice. What I loved too very much, what you can see on my unboxing I did on Instagram, you see the passion and the love in how these pedals are packed. So it is more like unwrapping a birthday present than a pedal you maybe bought for a bit of money. So it is very exciting to unwrap it and to see what Nick built there. So it's very nice, and it's a happening, and it gives you a nice feeling. Okay, now let's start with my opinion sound-wise. I think what is important in this context is this is not a pedal usually made or developed for bass guitar. That's the first thing. But what surprised me, and maybe Nick, I don't know, it works incredible on bass. And not even only on passive jazz basses with flat wound strings. No, I even played my active jazz bass through it. Of course, you have to adjust the gain, but it works pretty fine. And even when you are cranking up the gain. For me in personal, what convinced me in the first seconds using this pedal were the first 20 to 25% of the gain. So you get a little bit low end, a very nice warm tone, and when you're pulling it up a bit, you can control the grittiness of your tone by the strength of the plucking with the pick or with the fingers. So when you are plucking harder, you get a very awesome gritty overdrive sound. So the spectrum of the King Alex is very big. So in the end, King Alex II isn't that bad as a king. He is straight in what he is doing, but in the end, he is a great king, and it is a very nice pedal to work with. Talking about being very nice, it would be very nice if you give this video a like, if you comment what you think about the pedal, what you think about empty head effects or the clips I was presenting you. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a little playthrough I recorded with the WireTap pedal. So I recorded a bass line and I played it through the King Alex, and I'm going through all the settings of the pedal so you can see the whole spectrum of it. I say it again, if you liked what you saw, if you liked the King Alex, like, comment, subscribe to this channel, that helps me a lot. And if you like to see more about basses, bass pedals and everything around it, I would invite you to switch over to Instagram and follow me there at RobRobin. There's nothing more to say. Have a great day, have a great night, wherever you are. Goodbye.